Welcome to section 4.1. This is part 2. We're going to be talking about coterminal angles today, and we're also going to be talking about complements and supplements. Now, coterminal angles are angles that have the same initial and terminal sides. They're coterminal. So for a positive angle, sometimes you need to subtract 2 pi radians. Also think about it as 360 degrees to get the coterminal angle. And sometimes for a positive, you have to add 2 pi or 360 degrees to get that positive coterminal angle. So when we're looking at coterminal, we're looking at a positive and negative angle. We're going to look at a pair. Now, sometimes you have to do a little bit more than adding 2 pi or just subtracting 2 pi, and that's where the practice comes in. Our goal is to get one positive and one negative. Now, looking at this, we're going to sketch and find the coterminal angle for the following. We're going to find a positive and negative coterminal angle. So now, looking at this, 13 pi over 6. Now, 13 pi over 6 is the same as 12 pi over 6 plus pi over 6. So that 12 pi over 6, that's one full circle. That's 2 pi plus pi over 6. So making a sketch of this, it's going to help us visualize. So we're going around this circle twice, or excuse me, once. And then we have pi over 6, which would be in the quadrant 1. So one of our coterminal angles, the positive one, is pi over 6. That's like our basic angle, pi over 6. Now to find the negative coterminal angle, that's going to be the angle that if we go this way around the circle, if we go clockwise, it's going to bring us here. So to do this, what we could do is we could take pi over 6 and subtract 2 pi from that. Now, what that is that's pi over 6 minus, now 2 pi is the same as 12 pi over 6. So we have that common denominator, which would give us 1 minus 12 is negative 11 pi over 6. So there's our coterminal angles. The pi over 6 would be the quickest way, and then negative 11 pi over 6 would take us the long way around this circle. 3 pi over 4. Now that 3 pi over 4. 3/4 is greater than 1/2 and less than 1. So 3 pi over 4 is going to be about here. So we're going to count that as our positive coterminal angle. Now to find the negative, we're going to do 3 pi over 4, and we're going to subtract the 2 pi. So that's 3 pi over 4 minus, and to get that common denominator of 4, it's going to be 8 pi over 4. So that would give us a negative 5 pi over 4. So 3 pi over 4 and negative 5 pi over 4 are coterminal angles. 3 pi over 4 is the positive, and that negative would be a negative 5 pi over 4. And if you ignore the signs, 3/4 plus 5/4 is 8/4, which is 2. So you can add them up and you'll see you'll get one full circle. Negative 2 pi over 3, we're going to count that as our negative coterminal angle. Now to go negative 2/3, that is greater than 1/2, but still less than 1. So we're going to go back clockwise. So our negative angle is going to be about there. That's a negative 2 pi over 3. Now to get to that positive coterminal angle, it would go in this way. So what we could do is we could do negative 2 pi over 3 and add 2 pi to that. Now it's a negative 2 pi over 3 plus, now we need a common denominator of 3, so it's going to be 6 pi over 3. Negative 2 plus 6 is 4. So 4 pi over 3 is our positive coterminal angle. Negative 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3, those are our coterminal angles. And if you do 2 plus 4, you're going to get 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So those are coterminal angles. Next, we're going to be talking about complementary and supplementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles whose sum is pi over 2, or 90 degrees. Now, they only can be positive angles. They have to be both positive angles. Now, supplementary angles, they're two angles that add up to pi or 180 degrees. So we've seen this before in geometry. We're seeing it again, but we're talking about it in terms of pi radians as well. So 2 pi over 5. So what we can do for 2 pi over 5, for the complement. For the complement here, it's going to be pi over 2 minus 2 pi over 5. And that's going to tell us how much we need to get to that pi over 2, that 90 degrees. So to get a common denominator, it's going to be a 10. So we're going to multiply by 5 over 5 and then 2 over 2. So it's 5 pi over 10 minus 4 pi over 10. 5 minus 4 is 1, so it's going to be pi over 10, and that's our complement. 2 pi over 5 plus pi over 10 would get us to pi over 2 to that 90 degrees. Now for our supplement. This time, since it has to add up to pi, we're going to do pi minus 2 pi over 5. Common denominator is 5, so multiply by 5 over 5. So we get 5 pi over 5 minus 2 pi over 5, and that would give us 3 pi over 5. There's our supplement. 3 pi over 5 plus 2 pi over 5 would add up to pi. For number 5, complement. So for the complement, what we're going to do, pi over 2 minus 4 pi over 5. So to get that common denominator, it's by 5 over 5, 2 over 2. So it's 5 pi over 10 minus 8 pi over 10. Now what that does is that gives us a negative 3 pi over 10. Since that's a negative, we can't add a negative number. What we would have here, to think about it visually, is 4 pi over 5 is already over here. That's already past pi over 2. That's why we can't go backwards to get to 90. There is no complement. If we end up with a negative like that, it doesn't exist. There is no angle to get us to 90. We're already past 90 or past pi over 2. Now for our supplement, we should have a supplement here. It's going to be pi minus 4 pi over 5. So get that common denominator, multiply by 5 over 5. So we get 5 pi over 5 minus 4 pi over 5. So we're going to get pi over 5. And there is our supplement. And we're really just letting the math do the work for us here. For the complement, we're just going to keep doing pi over 2 minus the angle, in this case, pi over 6. Common denominator is 6. So you get 3 pi over 6 minus pi over 6. 3 pi over 6 minus pi over 6 is 2 pi over 6. Reduce. You get pi over 3 as your complement. For your supplement, pi minus pi over 6. Get that common denominator of 6. You get 6 pi over 6 minus pi over 6, which is 5 pi over 6. And there's our supplementary angle. Number 17 for our complement, you're going to have, once again, pi over 2 minus 5 pi over 6. Common denominator of 6, you get 3 pi over 6 minus 5 pi over 6, which is negative 2 pi over 6. I'm not even going to reduce it because it doesn't work. There is no complement. Can't have a negative angle if there's no complement. And for the supplement, pi minus 5 pi over 6. So you're going to get 6 pi over 6 minus 5 pi over 6, which is pi over 6. And there is our supplementary angle. Okay, so keep those rules in mind. Like I said, complementary angles, they add up to pi over 2, 90 degrees. Supplementary angles add up to pi, 180 degrees. They have to both be positive. And for coterminal angles, they're going to have the same initial and terminal sides. They're going to end up at the same spot. One's going to be positive, the other one's going to be negative, and it's going to give you one full circle. I want you to work with coterminal angles that are both less than 2 pi or negative 2 pi. You don't want to go more than one time around the circle for your positive or more than one time around the circle for your negative. And when you add them up without the signs, you're going to end up with 2 pi in the end, one full circle. Okay, thank you, and I will see you in the next section to talk about degrees and radians further.